How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a special episode of the Multiverse Xperience Podcast. My name is Steven, as always, your host, and I am joined here with Jack Mahler, the Chief Communications Officer of Cyberpunk City. It is a special time to be interviewing Jack. We had a lot of excitement in all of last year, 2023. We're going to get into a whole bunch of stuff today, but Jack, thank you so much for being on the show. It's great to see you. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Stephen. I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to be with you. It's a pleasure to have this opportunity to be on the podcast, and I hope everyone is going to have a great time.
Yeah. You were just telling me just before we pressed record here that this is really kind of the first time that you've been on a podcast. That's correct?
True. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm really excited to, continue chatting with you for our viewers out there. I was at Xday this past year, and I not only got to see Jack, shake his hand, and chit chat in real life, but also I got to experience firsthand the Cyberpunk City. So that was a whole lot of fun. But Jack, just straight out of the gate, again, thank you so much for being here. So be sure hit the like button, subscribe, and all of the links will be in the description to connect with and reach out to Jack, his team, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I mean, let's just kind of start out with slightly getting to know you first, since you're going to be
Sure.
guiding us through this journey. So for the viewers out there, Cyberpunk City is a metaverse and gaming platform built on Unreal Engine 5. So pretty stunning visuals, especially like I said, I saw it in person. It was really great. And of course, it's combined with the innovative MultiversX blockchain. So we've got a lot to cover, not a whole lot of time. So really my first question to you, Jack, is, what can you tell us just a little bit about yourself? How did you get into blockchain and how that led you to gaming and then joining Cyberpunk City and now to everything that you're getting up to as the communications officer? What can you tell us about all that?
Yeah. I always loved games since I was a kid, and I always wanted to be part of a a project or a studio that creates a game.
Hmm.
And I got the chance last year, but my experience with the blockchain actually goes back to 2020, 2017,
Hmm.
which is not much. The first time that I started was only investing, and that's it. It was with Halil and Gencer, and they are the co-founders. And I left blockchain for a very long time, and then until I got to know MultiversX, and after that I got introduced to the Cyberpunk City.
Hmm.
And from there, after the Multiverse X, I fell in love with blockchain more and more. Still not, uh, still not invested 100% in the blockchain, but I would like to do more and invest much, much more of my own money. I still do, but there's always space for grow more.
Totally. So you are the Chief Communication Officer, a C-class executive. So kind of what short and sweet could you tell us about what your job is? And so tell us first what kind of like your job looks like, and then give us a brief kind of update overview of the core team for Cyberpunk City, if you would.
Yeah, so generally, I'm responsible for communication and making new partnerships and talking with the let's say influencers, people such as yours, and just bringing value to Cyberpunk City. Plus, I focus on the social media aspect, like from posting, like the posts and the keeping the community engaged, and yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, that's great to hear. So tell us more about who is behind the team, kind of a quick update to who is the core team of Cyberpunk City.
So yeah, we have 15 members. Almost all of them are developers. Like we're actually all developers, let's say.
Hmm.
And the core team consists of mainly uh, 8 or 9, I think.
Hmm.
The I'm gonna go with the first two. They are Halil and Gencer. They are the co-founders. And we have a new member. He's also one of the C-level uh, executives.
Hmm.
And We didn't announce him yet, but he's going to be announced soon. Plus, we have like graphic designers. We also have blockchain developers.
Yeah, pretty big team there. I checked it out. Lots of information on the website. So of course, those links will be in the description. But yeah, that's great. I probably shook hands with some of them and didn't even know it at Xday. Nonetheless,
Mm.
that's great to hear about yourself, hear about what some of your roles are, and hear a little bit more about the team itself. But let's push right along. First question that I have, kind of according to the point of today's video, has to do a little bit with the Multiverse X blockchain, which some might know it was Elrond Network at the very beginning. But yeah, what inspired the creation of Cyberpunk City within the Multiverse X ecosystem?
So yeah, this is a beautiful question actually. And to answer this, I would like to go back a little bit. And as I mentioned before, we always wanted to create a game that is a game that we would like to build by ourselves, but at the same time, it's a game that we would like to play.
Mhm.
So we wanted to have a blockchain that is going to facilitate that. So the first thing that we decided when we landed on the blockchain that we wanted to go with is the transaction fee low, which is really important for a
Mhm.
blockchain-based metaverse for like the game and inside now.
Right,
And
right.
the second thing is the uptime of Multiverse X is really high, and those are the main reasons why we wanted to go with uh, Multiverse X. Plus, there are
Yeah.
two more reasons,
Mhm.
which the one of them is the builders that they have. Like we have such a great builders. I think the last time you talked with Paul Mark,
Yeah,
like from
yeah.
Ethereum,
Uh-huh.
he's a great builder, and a lot of great builders that I got to meet in the Xday, and these
Mhm.
are also what can contribute to Multiverse X. But the most important thing for me personally, at least, is the community. I love the community, and they are always positive. I have seen many communities in the like other places, but they are always like toxic and have some problems and stuff like that. I'm not
Mm.
generalizing every single person or every single community, but I think Multiverse X community really shines at that aspect.
Yeah, yeah. It's easy to get lost in the internet, lots of different people and niches for sure. But yeah, mentioning some of those aspects you touched on, transactions and uptime. So my understanding within gaming is there are lots of microtransactions. Is this a word that you're familiar with, and this applies to
Yeah.
the decision that led you all to Multiverse X?
Well, actually, it's important to have like low fees because let's say that you're building on Ethereum and
Hmm.
then you want to send like you win a game. So basically, our game is play to earn game,
Hmm.
and if you earn something, let's say you earn $10 for just uh, like winning a match. I'm using dollars in here, but just like let's say cyber, $10 worth of cyber,
Hmm.
then the transaction fee for it is going to be $50, which is like I don't see how that would work.
Right,
Like you
totally.
pay $50 for 10.
Yeah, we could talk all day about how nice it is using Multiverse X, how gas fees are not something that I even remember about. I send the transaction,
Exactly.
and we're all hopefully speaking to the choir here. But that's great. And just by some of the videos that are on Cyberpunk's website and so forth, clearly Cyberpunk has been around since the Multiverse X was called Elrond Network. So sorry,
Mhm.
remind me what timing did you join the Cyberpunk City team? What year about?
I joined November 2022.
Okay, great.
So it's
So
been a little
right
bit over
right
a
in the
year.
midst of the transition for Elrond
Exactly.
Network there. That's
Yeah,
great.
I joined and then they actually the guys were in Multiverse X, in the X day, and then after they came back a few weeks later,
Hmm.
it was Multiverse X, and I was like since the get-go I started calling it Multiverse X, and I never
Totally.
actually know
Good for
Elrond.
you. Good for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we could chat about so much more, but I need to get it stay focused on Cyberpunk City, which for the viewers out there, Jack and I talk off camera like crazy. So I would love to speak to Jack as Jack rather than per se the chief communications officer of Cyberpunk. So we're here talking about Cyberpunk City, even though I want to, always talk your ear off about other stuff. Jack has a lot of really great things to say, and he's a very encouraging person. So shout out to Jack. But
Thank you.
yeah, so kind of pushing right along. So obviously, I already mentioned that I got to experience the game firsthand. I had two players on either side of me. We were all playing the same map. So it's really great that I have that experience in the game. But of course, for anyone going out there on the internet, you can find the NFT collection, a lot of materials that show you what to experience from the game. There's a lot going on, and I could ask about a whole lot of things, but I'm curious, Jack, in your experience, are there any unique features of Cyberpunk City that really kind of stand out to you? If and also, I'm very curious about the whole own the game concept as well. So just kind of throwing the ball into your court, what kind of gets you firsthand excited about Cyberpunk City?
Yeah, as I said, we are building a game that we would like to play. Like that's the best thing that I like about Cyberpunk City. Because if I play this game, then it means other people will definitely want to play it as well and definitely enjoy it. So this is the most important thing for us. Like this is one of our core values is to create something that we would like to play, that
Totally.
we would enjoy doing. Yeah, so that's one of the most important stuff. But there's a second thing, and you mentioned, which is the own the game concept, which
Hmm.
I'm also excited about. Yeah, so by owning an NFT, you get to own the game. That's the basic idea of it. And think about it like this. This is a unique approach, and it counters play to earn inflation that comes with the play to earn itself. So the ownership model enables players to earn real money and trade and um, exert influence with the game's ecosystem.
Hmm.
Yes. So those people are able to control the game itself. So let's say, for an example, they are contributing to the DAO, or they are owning piece of the Cyberpunk City itself. So by owning one of these NFTs, you get to own part of Cyberpunk City. Let's say that you have a like a amusement park, and you're not only playing there, but you're also getting a revenue from all the people that are playing there. That's
Hmm.
basically it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's really cool. And of course, it takes a scalable blockchain to build something like this. Lots of moving parts for sure. So yeah, like I mentioned, there's lots of online videos to learn more about all of this. And what excites me, like I mentioned at Xday, I was playing kind of a person versus person combat, and there are other opportunities, different games that exist within Cyberpunk City. So what are all
Exactly.
of the different gaming modes that you guys have going right now?
Yeah, so we basically have, let's say, two main distinctive parts. The first, the metaverse, and then the PvP, which is player versus player.
Hmm.
So in the metaverse, you get to socialize and hold events. Uh, Plus, you get to gather and then, like, think about it, like you are meeting in real life, but it's virtually. So you
Totally.
get to do what you can do whatever you want to do in there as if you were doing it in real life. Of course, there are going to be more activities and stuff in the future. It's now limited to the things that we are building, but later, of course, it's going to increase and be more. But the PvP part for me is also important, and I like it a lot because, as I told you before, I love gaming and I love to like shoot people and not in real life, of course. Yeah, but this is amazing because we have four game modes right now. We have the team death matches, battle royale, car racing games, and also we just announced the football. So I want to talk a little bit about football because not so many people know this yet.
Yeah, that's
We have
great.
explained it in our Telegram and talked about it in some places, but this is going to be like you're having only one person to control in that football team.
Hmm.
So instead of having controlling the full team like in PES or like in FIFA, you get to control only a single player. So imagine 5 versus 5, and then 5 real people versus 5 real people. You can
Yeah.
control only that character, and that's the essence of a metaverse.
Totally. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it sounds like a little bit less violent option, and it builds on that kind of socializing aspect because obviously you're in the metaverse, you're playing with these people. So that sounds like a fun adaptation addition to Cyberpunk City altogether. Do you feel like would you say that these things are very much under the Cyberpunk City brand? Because just early seeing the style of play, the first person shooter from Cyberpunk City, and now you're bringing sports into it. So, we were going to talk about kind of the future for Cyberpunk City later on, but the conversation naturally led here. So, what kind of is the intentionality behind Cyberpunk City? Obviously, this first person shooter was the first thing that you released. So it kind of sounds like you're going to be opening up to all sorts of things, and Cyberpunk City is going to be much more about the metaverse aspect, and then you'll have all of these different games that over time you're stacking and building. I assume all interacting with the cyber token and the NFTs in lots of different ways. Could you elaborate on all of that?
Yeah, so like uh, this is an interesting aspect because once you build the metaverse itself, you have. I'm going to give you an example of GTA. So
Mhm.
once you build the GTA itself, then you are building other mechanics. So you are able to integrate them as well. You are able to integrate the racing. You are able to integrate the shooter. So yeah, we will have the metaverse part, but also those parts as well to, let's say, complement and to give more variety to people who want to play. So
Yeah.
you might be a person who loves to race, and or you might be a person who loves to like do shooter games like play battle royale,
Hmm.
or you might just want to socialize and meet some people and have a good time or learn something or educate yourself or talk about blockchain. So everyone in these categories have a place to be and have a place that I would say belong to.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited about that. I mean, any opportunity for a new audience to be brought in, I think is one that should definitely be capitalized on. And not everybody is a fan of the first person shooters and other game options, of course, is going to be more enticing and drawing just a bigger audience. So we'll probably get a little bit more into what's coming for Cyberpunk City towards the end of the video. But I did mention the cyber token, and of course, there are NFTs involved with the entire metaverse of Cyberpunk City, which we could spend a whole other episode really just kind of diving into these different aspects. Apparently, there's
Totally.
there's a mayor of Cyberpunk
Yeah.
City, lots of different
Yeah.
things. But bringing it just, to the level-mindedness of your classic Web3, somebody interested in Web3, how do NFTs integrate into the gameplay and what benefits do they have to players?
hmm Well, they are two mints, and one of them was last year, one of them was this year,
Hmm.
and the second mint is still going on
Hmm.
for those who want to mint citizen NFTs, and
Hmm.
also we will have another mint later on with the beta release. So
Yeah,
I'm going to talk about these NFTs and talk about the roles for them. So
great.
first we have the citizen NFTs, which are basically the characters that you are gonna use inside the metaverse or inside the game
Hmm.
itself. Those characters are 10,000, and as I mentioned, you are able to do the play to earn. You're able to get some cyber after you finish some games, and also you're able to rent those characters. So if you are not interested in playing, but you just want to have a citizen NFT, you could just keep it in your wallet, and then rent it for other people to play the game with it. And then if they earn something, then that earning goes back to them as well.
Hmm.
And we have other NFTs. We have the city NFTs, which doesn't have which it has something related to gaming, but generally it's for what we call managers, for people who would like to invest in NFTs and stake and do those parts
Hmm.
as well. But they have some advantages which we didn't announce yet. It's still in the white paper in the making, and we will announce it in Q1 of this year.
Hmm.
These example, I will give you an example. Let's say that you have a hospital NFT, which by having a hospital, you get to get, if you get like a damage or if you get a problem, let's say,
Hmm.
then you go to the hospital and you're gonna heal an amount of your health or something like that. You get the idea.
Yeah.
I don't want to give exactly what it does because we didn't announce anything about that yet. So
Hmm.
this is what I'm gonna say. And lastly, we have two other NFTs, which are gear, basically clothes, and we have car NFTs, which we didn't share as well yet.
Yeah. Yeah, so as you can tell, viewers out there, we've got a lot that is really taking place with Cyberpunk City and is in the pipeline. The beta release opened in, what was it, June of 2023?
Hmm.
And the alpha, I'm sorry, I think I said beta, but I meant to say alpha,
Yeah.
because the beta is coming in quarter 3 of
Yes.
2024. So definitely
Exactly.
a very jam-packed year, a lot in the pipeline for 2024 for Cyberpunk. A lot was accomplished in 2023, but I'm curious, Jack, what is the team itself? What are some of the main things that you all are really excited about and looking forward to in 2024?
Yeah, there are multiple things that we are excited about, but I will mention, let's say, two or three. First of all, we are really, really excited about bridging between MultiversX and the other chain that we are currently talking with and making some plans. The second thing that we are that we are also excited about is the listing on Epic Games and Steam. These are very important milestones for us because once we get those things, we get the trust of the people who love to play games. Let's say we call them Web2 gamers. And when we get the trust of those people, we also get a lot of users. And at the same time, we also get the marketing that we are looking for. So yeah, we're gonna go for marketing this year. So we are also excited about that part. We will see how that plays off. And the plans for now solid, and we really have structure plan for every single thing. By this point, I want to just mention how the team is working hard on creating those things and just focusing on them. So yeah, they are the solution team, and I think it would be great if you guys write that at the bottom at the comments below. The solution team, I would love to see that as well.
Awesome. Love that answer. Looking forward to a lot of stuff and just keeping tabs on everything, watching the progress of Cyberpunk City, Jack. Thanks for that answer. So, unfortunately, we are running a little bit low on time. Like I said, we have so much to talk about, and we could talk about so much more. So you gave us a little look into year 2024, but now I do want to end the video by taking a brief look at the end of 2023. Two pretty sizable milestones Cyberpunk City had, one of which was Xday 2023, where Cyberpunk City attended, making a significant impact there, winning the awards for most creative project and the best design project. So that's really exciting. That was Xday 2023. And then you all in late December had the Maze event, which garnered over 14,000 views, 100K impressions, about 250 participants. So Cyberpunk City is clearly showing that they're here for the community, but forget all the details. Cyberpunk City is here. and they're excited about 2024. But yeah, zoom back in, and what could you tell us about Xday 2023, and then give us a recap on that Maze event, Jack?
Yeah, so Xday 2023 was awesome, and it was my first Xday, and we got to meet a lot of people, a lot of builders from the community, a lot of people from the community as well. I got to meet you personally, and shake your hand, as you mentioned before. You got to play Cyberpunk City's game, and yeah, it was beautiful time. Uh, like the Romanian part, we didn't get to see it because we always were busy with the booth, and
Hmm.
you saw how it was. Like a lot of people, and I believe every person loved the booth, even the Multiverse X team.
Oh yeah.
They said a lot of great things about it. We had those actresses, and we had
Yeah. Oh yeah.
PCs, and
I must
yeah.
say, not sorry to interrupt, but seriously, there was a lot of energy around your guys' booth. Until you mentioned it, I forgot about the people that were dressed up, but really, there always
Exactly.
seemed to be a big group, a lot of interest around Cyberpunk's booth. But please continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, yeah. It was exciting times. It was the best time for the team. It was best time for me personally.
Hmm?
And yeah, I we wouldn't have asked for more.
Yeah.
And for the Maze event was a huge success for Cyberpunk City. Uh, we got 250 unique wallets to participate in the event, and we got so many people to watch the stream, as you mentioned as well.
Hmm.
But the most important thing there was that we felt that we have really accomplished the place that we want people to be in. And of course, we are striving for better, um, for more improvements and for building a higher and better version of this metaverse. And the things that we are building right now and the team is focusing on is something that is really going to wow everybody once it's going to be released. So yeah,
Love it.
stay tuned for everything that is going to be happening, especially the beta of the version of the game. And keep always following Cyberpunk City, whether if it's on Telegram, whether if it's on Twitter, Discord. Our doors are always open, and we would love to have everyone and have a chat with them.
Love that. So, as long as we've got the time here, I have two final questions that I kind of want to close out with, and then I'll give you
Sure.
one final moment to share last moments or last thoughts with everybody. So gaming in Web3 is a pretty hot topic. I think a lot of people are beginning to see the potential for its growth. So the question to you, Jack, is how does Cyberpunk City plan to maintain its uniqueness and appeal in this rapidly evolving metaverse landscape? I know it's a tough one. I saved it for the end, but yeah, how is Cyberpunk City going to keep it unique, and how are they going to continue to compete in this exciting field?
Yeah, actually, this is a second really beautiful question that I want to answer, and I would love to expand on that.
Beautiful.
So keeping up with the tech is really something important for every project that is related to tech, let's say. So from VR to AR, these are the things that we would like to integrate in the future, and we would like to be updating them constantly, updating the experience constantly, whether if it's with the AI NPCs, which we are also working on, to give the player a more sense of immersion and to make them stay in the game for as much as they want to stay or as long as possible, because this is going to be a really high quality game that people would love to enjoy. The second thing is we're also focusing on the graphical aspect. It is very important aspect of Cyberpunk City because that AA, the triple A level quality is very important for us as well. Then I would like to finish with something that we are building that not a lot of people are able to do. This is something that so many people or so many companies, projects tried to do but couldn't. Like I will give you an example about metagravity. Metagravity spends around $1 million per year just to keep the servers running and the players in the game. But we had a solution for this, which is to create a server architecture that allows players to stay in the game and not have it lagging or having cause any problems.
Cool.
So this is something that we are building, and we tested and it works.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really exciting, and that literally directly answers that question of how Cyberpunk City is going to maintain its uniqueness. And so the final question that I kind of have for you that kind of bookends that previous question there. So I think it's one important to note that the ecosystem, Multiverse X, Cyberpunk altogether, has a lot of opportunities to earn the cyber token. So my last question is kind of surrounding that, is just for people watching who might see this emerging industry of gaming in the metaverse, and they might be really interested in, in investing and in getting a piece of this. So, it's non-financial advice as always. But what to you is the cyber token? Should it be seen as any sort of investment, or is this very much a utility token that might be more beneficial to earn in different ways rather than perhaps purchase, hoping for it to increase in value? How do you think that the cyberpunk token itself should be kind of approached in this sense?
Well, yeah, it's a utility token because inside the game you are doing everything with cyber. So every transaction you make, everything that you do, every NFT you buy from the marketplace, which is inside which we are building also our own marketplace, is everything that you do is gonna be done through cyber and not something else.
Yeah.
So it's going to be utility token. Every earning, as I said, every game that you finish and you get a reward from it's going to be with cyber.
That's great. Well, Jack, our time has kind of come to an end here. So before I say my final thank yous, I just wanted to open it up wide as can be and offer you any chance to say anything final, whether it be your perspective personally or just what your excitements are for the year, or some, just some final pieces about Cyberpunk. Is there anything final you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I would like to share that. First of all, I want to thank you so much for this episode. What you're doing in this ecosystem is really great, and all the love and respect to you,
Thanks,
my
Jack.
friend. And I think that these episodes really inform the community about certain projects, and I encourage all other projects to do such episodes with Steven. That's one. The second
Thank
thing
you.
that I'm most excited about is I keep mentioning the beta game, the beta
Yes,
release of the
totally.
game, but that's really what we are most excited about. That's what we have been waiting for. That's not the end goal, but that's the biggest milestone that we ever had. And by achieving this, by reaching there, um, I like it just I am out of words. I am seriously
Totally.
am. Seriously. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Then I'll take the rest of the words for the episode. But
Yeah.
totally, like I said many times already, it's great to meet you in person. But for all the viewers out there, Jack is a great guy, and looking forward to continuing in your journey personally, but also, of course, Cyberpunk's journey into 2024. According to your guys' roadmap you have out there on the internet, it looks like there will be a trailer available in quarter 2 of this year. And as Jack just mentioned there, quarter 3 of 2024 will be the beta release of Cyberpunk City. So definitely check the links in the description. Join the Telegrams. I'm sure there are Discords, all the different social medias there are these days. But again, Jack, thank you so much for your time. Oh yeah, we got that. Drop a like, drop a comment, follow Jack, get him to 100K followers on X, something crazy like that. But as far as this episode goes, that's all we've got for you today. Thanks again, Jack, and
Thank you again, Stephen.
absolutely. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching, and as always, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.